Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. I don't even have any words, honestly. I've been trying to plan this out for a couple days, but it's at that point where it's something so unanticipated. You know, something that comes to as such a shock. Not necessarily in a bad way, you know, in a positive way, but something that is just so shocking. You know, it's like such a curveball that Burger King always likes to kind of throw your way, that you just don't know how to react. You just don't know what to do. I was sitting there. I saw the announcement for this a couple days ago, and I mean, it's taken me about 5 days just to even put this together and get out here and to try it. Cheesy Tots are back. They're back for, I think, the 7th time now. I thought the 6th one was the last, though. I thought after I did that video, we're wiping our hands of it. It's never coming back. They trashed it. It's done. And then I saw that it's back again. I didn't even know how to comprehend it. I didn't even know how to process it, let alone how to analyze and deal with it. But I made my way over here, and we're going to try it out. We're going to try it out. We're going to see how America's favorite tater tots with a nondescript cheese blend inside tastes like, and we're going to give it a go. But man, this has got to be the biggest twist of 2018 I've seen yet. It's a shocker. If there's something that's even perhaps more profound, more profoundly surprising, perhaps, is the packaging of these. Now, this cost about $2, but look at this. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Now, I think there's 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 5, and they're kind of stacked in a very interesting formation right there. It's like one of those rock formations. You know, you ever read about geological phenomenon? You see it stacked like that. Do you think they did that deliberately? You think maybe they just kind of threw them on the ground, and this is just how they kind of ended up? They really do. You can see the cheese just oozing out of that one. That's crazy. It's just insane. And here it says, Cheesy Tots are back. They're back. Yes, indeed they are. I guess Cheesy Tots are back again would have been too long, but that's fair. They didn't like what I had to say there, that's why that one leapt out at me. Alright, now looking in at them, they seem to be a little less like of that orange color than I remember it. They seem to be a little bit on the paler side, if you ask me, quite frankly. But there they are. Comes with a good little pouch of 8 Cheesy Tots. Once I hide myself from the frame, you'll get that ultra high res shot of the Cheesy Tots we all want. And, well, what is it? The name is, very, you know, it just gives it away. It's a tater tot, right? So this is made of potato, it's fried, it's breaded, etc. And inside is a nondescript 2-cheese blend. And that's all that there is to it. From my past recollections, which are rather distinct, you bite in, you get a little bit of a crunch, get a little bit of that potatoiness, and then you get the cheesiness too. We'll see if they changed the recipe, if they tweaked it, for better or for worse. And, you know, it could just be exactly the same, and maybe they just brought it back by popular demand. Who knows? We'll find that out right now. It's a new and improved, but perhaps not, just a newly released Cheesy Tots from Burger King going in. You know, it comes down to a case-by-case basis of things. And sometimes, given with what I have to extrapolate, and I have to give my summation of whatever it is accordingly. Because in the world of fast food, preparation and timing are key. And one thing that you see some people make the mistake about is when they get a product and how it was prepared. And I've made this mistake myself. How it's prepared isn't necessarily in a pleasing manner. It might not necessarily be to someone's personal liking. They take that situation and circumstance and assume that every product in the entire country will be of that same equivalence, good or bad. And again, I'm at fault of doing that myself. And I'm saying that in two reasons. Number one, to kind of build on a point I'm about to make. And number two, to remind myself at the same time not to go off on them too harshly, too unfairly in terms of what's going on here. Normally, when it comes down to the Cheesy Tots, these are best served hot. You know, that's really the only way you should really eat one of these things, right? It's a tater tot, ideally as they should and most likely will be served across the country. You get it nice and piping hot, a little bit of a crispity crunch on the, on the potato there. Get that little, that little hard shell, and inside would be nice, warm, gooey, liquidy cheese blend. I think it's a 2-cheese blend, probably of cheddar and American. Also blending nicely with the potato. That's based on how it was in the past and how it likely will be right now. In this specific case, mind you, this hasn't been sitting here for 30 minutes. I've been trying to get the right shot. I mean, we got this within probably a minute, 2 minutes at most. The camera was turned on and this review was beginning. So 2 minutes after getting this product. And just the way it is disgusting and extremely disappointing. When it's clear to me that these Cheesy Tots have been sitting out probably for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour or longer, where it was completely cold. The cheese got to that point where any sort of nice warmth is gone. As a result, the cheese is just soggy. It's just completely lost a lot of its consistency too, so now it's just this soggy, watery mess of just some cheese and potato that's cold. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting the way it was served, because again, the Cheesy Tots are one of those things that is meant to be eaten hot and fresh. That is literally how it is meant to be eaten. Just like ice cream. You're not going to take some ice cream, let it sit in the hot car for 6 hours, and then say, all right, it's ready to be served, Ice cream is meant to be eaten cold, at a certain temperature. The Cheesy Tots from Burger King are meant to be eaten hot. Matter of fact, it says even right there on the box to kind of prove it, it says, warning, contents may be hot. Good reason. It's supposed to be served hot and fresh. And after taking just one bite of it, when it's been out there for hours and it just loses that nice blend you're looking for, and it just gets to this kind of stale-esque, soggy mess, it's just sad and disappointing. There's almost little to no warmth left in this. It's just very disappointing, I'm going to take one more bite in case this was an anomaly. But, it's just, it was just a disappointment is all. I'm going to take a bite here. We'll see, I'm just trying a separate one in case that one just happened to be how it was. Yeah, I think this is one of those cases where you could see the interior there. You could see that it's not piping hot or anything. You might even be able to see, at least I could see with my own eyes, how waterlogged it is. You know? And that's just not appetizing or appealing, really, for any product, unless it's supposed to be presented in that way. I think it comes down, in my case, to how it was prepared individually. So I'm gonna be giving this 2 ratings. 1, based upon my own personal assessment of what I got. And number 2, based off of past knowledge, how they intended this to be, and how in your case it likely would be, should this be served hot. Because in my past experiences, if it's served hot and fresh, it blends together nice. As I said, it has a nice crunchiness. You could taste the cheese blend and it all goes together well and makes for a good snack. In my own case, when it was served cold and stale, it's disgusting. Timing is very important when you get yours. Make sure that it's hot. If it's not, it probably won't be a good outcome. So for my personal batch here that I got, because of how they were presented and the way that they were, I'm going to be giving these a 1 out of 10, because it's so disgusting and so terrible as it is. In reality, because your batch probably won't be this bad, in general I would be rating these a 7.0 out of 10. Because again, based on how I've had these in the past, based on what they're trying to go for, and imagining how these would be in a much warmer and fresher state, it works together a lot nicer, and I say that from personal experience. But just the heat and freshness of this is everything. Keep that in mind and take this perhaps as a lesson. If these have been sitting out, I would say for more than 15-20 minutes, save the $2, and they're not worth it unless they're piping hot and just a complete fresh batch. That just doesn't hold up well over time is what I'm really trying to say. Well, that's my review for the Cheesy Tots from Burger King. A little bit of a disappointment, but again, it comes down to a personal circumstance and scenario at what I was served with at this Burger King here. If you're interested in on a final note, I should say, I know I did a video previous where I did a lot of promoting with the Shortwave broadcasts and the show I do on SoundCloud and TuneIn. This newest show that you could catch today talks about the 7-year anniversary of this channel, which came about on February 20th. Kind of gives a little bit of a backstory to the channel, maybe some extra lore and information, about the channel. But it's something that you could listen to for fun, something to leave on in the background. Might give you a few new thoughts and maybe some entertainment at the same time. Could find some info for that in the description and also in the pinned comments. Hope you could give it a listen if you're interested in. Definitely recommend it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'm your host, the Report of the Week, and take care.